go. Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us from. So we are here with the most amazing leaders I know in OWASP, and especially talking about mobile AppSec. And here we are at Global AppSec Europe 2026 in Vienna. So I'll actually give it away to Sven and we can talk to both of you, Carlos and Sven. And first we want to know about you. I know about you, but then audience, they want to know about what wonderful work you've been doing. And you are running a special track here this time at the conference. So let's start with your introduction.
So my name is Sven. I'm being with OWASP already for a while, and I'm being with the mobile project since almost 10 years, or for 10 years, and have started working on this and on the MESTG and all the different kind of things that we have as part of the project.
Basically the same, but I'm named Same. I think I arrived like a couple of months after Sven to the project, and we started working together. It was the first OWASP Summit in the UK. It was the first time for me joining the project, and I thought it was an absolutely amazing project. The MESTG had everything I needed for mobile security. I felt super inspired by everyone working on it, and here we are today.
Amazing, amazing. So why don't you talk about the whole track that you were running here? Because I'm very interested to know about it.
After 10 years, we finally made it to have our own conference. So for this first iteration, we worked with OWASP to create the MAS Con, and we embedded it here into the AppSec. We're doing this again, because this has been very successful. So later in the year, October 7 and 9, right? We're going to be in Berlin with a second MAS Con that's going to be embedded into the Droid Con, which we expect to have like 3,000 people or something like that. So that's going to be amazing. We're very happy.
Lovely.
No, I think just we really had amazing speakers at the conference. So we are using many different tools. The whole project, the MAS project, is all about open source, of course. It's part of OWASP. So we are also only using and relying on open source tooling. So this means in the project we're using things like Frida, Ladare tool, and we even had Ule Anders and also Pancake at the conference that were giving talks specifically about these tools and how they can be applied to mobile application security. So if you're interested in these talks and slides, they should also be soon up at the project and website and on YouTube.
Yeah, I would definitely be very interested in knowing about MAS project. I can see the logo on the cap and on the laptop. So what all projects or what all things you're doing with MAS?
So the MASVS originally started with two projects, or two deliverables you could say. So we had the MASVS standard about mobile application security, and then also the testing guide. So the testing guide back then was something that was like phone book thick, if you can still remember phone books. It means there were all the different kind of recipes, how you can assess mobile apps, how you can decompile Android apps, how you can intercept traffic from mobile applications, you can reverse engineer iOS apps, all these kind of things, all these recipes were documented in there. But then after a while we realized that something was missing in between, and we want to follow up with the MASWE.
Yeah. So if you know CWEs from security, a typical thing, right? So we took inspiration from that and we created MASWE, so weaknesses about mobile security, and then we bound the MASVS to the weaknesses, and then each weakness will have one or many tests. And each of those tests, we created a new concept, which are demos, which are real working snippets of code of each of those weaknesses. So this is one of the most successful parts of our project, because that's something that you can use for learning, practicing mobile security, and they're always working. We have experts in mobile security that creates those snippets. Then we have people that play with them, and it's working really, really nicely.
Lovely to know that, and I'm sure this is something which is going to help the beginners as well. the next question would be around AI, because if I leave it without AI, it's not gonna. So, what's your future plan, especially with AI? What are you planning to embed? How people can take the most leverage out of it? At the same time, they should contribute. It's open source, so how can they contribute to it?
Okay, so I guess different aspects that we can cover with AI. One is how AI helps us. For example, we hired Copilot recently, and also we hired Claude. Very successful contributors. The thing is, we want to be responsible in the project. It's a very important project in the world, and we don't want to just, use AI to prompt our way into everything. That's not how we do it. So, but we leverage it, and we have always a human layer. That's us and all of our top contributors from many companies. We created a program that is MAS Advocate, and we have an MAS task force, and we meet every month. We distribute the tasks. Everyone also uses AI, but they are all experts. So we wouldn't let just anyone use AI to create these things because the industry is relying on it. So we always have a very strict human layer. So that's on the contribution part. This has made possible to release MassDG version 2. Today or tomorrow we're going to do it. We announced it at the MassCon yesterday and today at our talk. And wouldn't have been possible without AI. We have to be very honest. That has accelerated the way to here because we have many ideas and many things we were doing, and it was just not scalable with just a few people that we are, right? And on the other side, we have AI in mobile apps because you were wondering, okay, but now AI is here in my phone, in my apps, I can interact with them, right? Or I have an app that uses inference from AI. There are risks, prompt injection and other things. I'm sure you're all aware of the new OWASP AI projects, right, and standards. That's very important, and we're going to address that in the MASVS, MASWE, and MASTG as well. Exposure to AI agents as well. So the new Siri, the new whatever, Gemini and Google, they will be able to access your apps, and the apps will be exposed. So actually, you should pretty much be protected with what we have because something we did from the beginning. The MASVS should be something timeless, and we take care of that. And we think it's basically covering all those things already, but we don't have still like explicit tests for it. So that's our next step in the project to have those tests since that's very relevant.
Yes, and maybe also one aspect to it is just how specific configurations of prompts could look like, for example, in the future, because many different things can also be very much automated, for example, in malware research or also in disassembly. LLMs can also help a lot. I know this term is overloaded. I would still say there need to be set some guardrails for it, and maybe this can also be in the future something that would just guide people and therefore the LLMs into the right direction, that people really get the most out of it and maybe have a more efficient usage level of AI.
Great. Thank you so much, Sven and Carlos, for joining me today, and I'm really, really glad that you could share all the wonderful insights.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.